Well, hello. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a pen dissection. We're actually going to do two pen dissections. I have a Lamy 2000, a Lamy 25P. And the reason we're doing the dissections, I'm going to show you how to take the pens apart for one thing, and show you how to void their warranty for another, because yes, if you do anything I show you in this video, your warranty is probably voided on the pen. And finally, I'm going to swap some nibs and hopefully improve the Lamy 25P. Okay, I know how it turned out because I did it last week, but still. One thing I noticed in editing the footage you're about to see together, I dropped, and you can't see it. Focus is really hard because it wants to focus on my face. Yeah. Anyway, obviously a really small thing dropped on the floor in the midst of that video, so see if you can catch where I dropped it. And so let's take a look at what the guts of one of my favorite modern pens. Alright, so this is the pen in question. If you remember my writing sample with this pen, I tried to be nice. I lost my page. Alright, so I tried to be nice. I really, really did. I did not enjoy it. Well, let's see if we can do better. So what you're going to see is a dissection. So this is maybe a little bit questionable. I want to replace that nib with that nib. I don't even know if they're compatible. So the other thing you're going to get out of this video is you're going to get the chance to dissect a Lamy 2000. How did I end up with an extra Lamy 2000? Well, the short version is Lamy 2000s don't like landing like this on hard linoleum floors. And it now leaks all around here. So this is going to be dissection of the Lamy 2000. And theoretically I can wipe this off, so we'll see. So when you take your Lamy 2000 apart, it's a very well machined pen. Can't even hardly see the parts. But one thing you can do is remove the section just by unscrewing it. I think my leaks, I believe there are micro cracks in the plastic here. Tried fixing them with several different methods and it didn't work. One common mistake that people make with the Lamy 2000, this little feller, those beloved ears, he says sarcastically. His pen wants to roll away, so we'll put a piece of tripod there to hold it in place. These ears to hold the cap on, that's it. That's all there is to that. So a piece you do not want to lose. If you want to take the piston out, unscrew it, and then this is going to sound awful. Unscrew some more, and you may leave the piston inside, but if you've got something, a nice probe or something, you can usually push it out. There we go. Putting it back together works exactly the same way. I have really nothing else intelligent to say about that part. And then the part of interest here is this nib and feed, which actually you very gently push up from the bottom. And they just snork out like that. The nib is actually clipped on to the feed, and we're in business. So now, let's take a look at the 25P. I am definitely seeing a bit of similarity here. I should have shown you this part before I took it apart, but I'm stupid. And Lamy likes to use successful designs. Well, one thing that's different, piston converter pen. He says all these parts go rolling away. So how am I going to get this apart? Okay, so to get this apart, I have to unscrew here. And did you see that? The little guy fell overboard there. Same deal. And there's a little O-ring here. So those are our ears. We don't want to lose them. But now I've exposed the nib and feed, and I should be able to push up again. Okay, which I did gently against my body and I can tell I didn't do the greatest job cleaning that. I mean, I do clean my pens, I promise. But now I'm going to switcheroony. Well, before I switcheroony, very similar, but not quite the same. So the question is, keep the feed or switch it? Now, one thing I notice is that the nibs are the same. So I'm just going to try fitting it. If that doesn't work, well, there's other options. So I'm inserting it so that the hole is in the back, the nib is in the front, and with this piece and our little caperdoodle. One thing I see is that the O-ring has indentations for the little ears. So I am putting them together, or trying to. This may be easier. When the ring is sitting on the pen. And looking at the ring, I see an obvious path. Welcome to Minimalist Theater by Wasky Squirrel. So I'm suddenly nervous, and when I get nervous when I'm trying to do really fine work, my hands start shaking. There, I think I got it. Nothing to be nervous about, we're all friends here. There. Thank God. I will admit I was a little scared there. Let's just make sure the cap fits on. Actually, let's put the pen body back together first. So I'm not spelunking for my cap, for my, yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. And as a bonus, the little ears are out of my way. So, hopefully, I have a much better nib and feed on. And just so I don't lose it, I'm going to put this back in the Lamy 2000. So I'm putting the Lamy 25P back in the oh shit. So I'm putting the Lamy 25P into the Lamy 2000. We'll put the little ears back in, and again they've got a little divot to stick out of. I like this design a little bit better than the 25P. And we'll screw the barrel back in. Okay, and then we have to reassemble the piston. So the little gray piece goes above that. And we can see how the piston operates here. I could probably silicone grease this, but we'll screw it back together. And the piston works. So I will repeat in case I didn't say it at the beginning. I have just voided any warranty I had on the pen, but I didn't have warranty on the pen anymore, so it's all good. Alright, so this For better or for worse, Waterman converter is what was in this Lamy pen. And now that I have a new nib in it, I'm trying to think what kind of ink would be good. No, I'm kidding. Let's do something fun. So I've been sent all these samples of Krishna inks. I haven't been using them for a while, but this one is Krishna Palasa, new version. Looks orange. I thought it was red, but well, we'll live with it. I see bubbling. I see nervous fans, scared that I'm going to tip this over. We live dangerously on this channel. We'll try this again. Somewhere. Oh, actually, it was on a pen meetup I was on. Virtual, because I don't get to meet, pen people for real. They were talking about a special thing to hold different sized bottles. And it's 3D printed, and it's just sized to hold a bunch of different sized bottles, including sample bottles. I don't remember what the product's called, but if I do remember while editing, I will put it in the video description. So, this isn't really a first impression, because I've written with this pen before. It's not really a review. It's a video. So whatever this is. So Lamy 25P with an oblique medium nib. So how did you end up with a Lamy oblique medium nib? Actually, not that interesting of a story. So this is Krishna Palasa. Of course, it's a Lamy 2000 nib. So don't expect any flex. Wetness and flow. I think you can tell it's doing extremely well. Smear test. Also doing extremely well. And reverse writing. You never got to see this nib on the channel, I don't believe. And since I'm not so much into reverse writing, yeah. It's sort of uncomfortable when you're using a oblique nib anyway. And the world famous Pierre Gustafson test. I think it does just fine. So all in all, that versus, get my page out again, I'm going to go out on a limb here, but I think I've improved the pen a lot. And now I'm getting use out of this wonderful Lamy 2000 nib in a pen body that's basically unusable. So, we're all winners today. Except maybe that poor Lamy 2000. All right, so that was fun, and I will say that Lamy 25P improved beautifully. I didn't even notice a difference when this little tiny rubber O-ring was gone, but then I was sweeping my floor, and I'm like, what's this? And I know there's a section on the video where I say, oh, I wonder why the feed doesn't have the little O-ring. And it is the one from the 25P, because I looked in the Lamy 2000, it's not, and it is there. So, dropped it on the floor. So I don't know if it does much, but I'm probably going to ink myself when I put it back in, but I'll put it back in. So, and I'll say, too, if you have ever damaged a pen like that and don't believe it can be repaired, because it was out of warranty and it was dumbass who broke it anyway, you can use them for parts. And I just gave you a good example of that. Lamy especially has a lot of pens with that design, a lot of vintage pens. So I took kind of a lackluster nib and replaced it with a very nice nib, and definitely made the Lamy 25P much, much more upscale than its humble origins. So what do you think? Have you ever swapped parts like that? Is that something you do? Do you keep any parts pens? Let us know down in the comments. So, or did I commit a god-awful sin? You can let me know that down in the comments too. So I want to thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.